What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great holiday weekend. I guess it's a holiday weekend, even though the holiday's Tuesday. I know a lot of people hit the road and they're going out of town and stuff. I'm doing what I like doing, which is working and working on a piece of history that's been around for a lot of the history that we've had. A lot of those 4th of July. Doing some old school work here. I got this post that needs to go in. Check it out. Trying to make it so that way it's tight. It's hollow. So I'm mortising and tenoning the steps here for it to make it so it's stronger, and then I can cross screw it in. Whoops. It's a construction site. You got to be careful, but cross screw it in and make that sucker tight. And I mean tight. That's old school work there, and there's nothing wrong with old school work, because old school, as much as y'all diss us, you know, I saw a picture on Instagram the other day, and it was like an old car, okay? And I'm not talking about old like 5 years ago. I'm talking about like a 70s car, and it got hit by a car of today. The car of today was all mushed up. There wasn't a scratch on the 70s car. Old school. And speaking of old school, Dan Quinn, I realized today a statistic that nobody has thought of, and is literally freaking mind-blowing. Last year, I don't know if you guys remember, of course, when they always talk about the Cowboys, they'll say, well, yeah, that happened last year, but it'll never happen again. Last year, the Cowboys defense, the year before, was number one at taking the football away, right? You know, Diggs had that incredible season where he was just getting picks everywhere. The most since Mike Haynes for the Cowboys way back, right? Now check this out, because this is literally mind-blowing. They said, well, turnovers are one of those things that just kind of happen. One year you might have a whole lot like we did in 2014, and we were second in the NFL. And then you could look at that season and say we had 3 seasons combined that weren't as good as that season. So they said, don't count on the Cowboys being like that the next year. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you guys realize this, but Dan Quinn. And the reason why I bring up Dan Quinn is because I had somebody on Friday night that was saying Dan Quinn is overrated as a defensive coordinator. And I'm sitting there thinking, he took a defense that was the worst scoring defense in the history of the Dallas Cowboys, giving up more points than any other team that the Dallas Cowboys have ever had. That was 28th in scoring defense. He took it and made it a top 5. So I was looking again at the statistics of Dan Quinn, and of course he ended up with the Dallas Cowboys defense leading the league in takeaways again, 2 years in a row. You want to hear where it really gets to be crazy? So Dan Quinn has been a defensive coordinator 2 other times. The Legion of Boom, where he was number 1 back-to-back years at taking the football away. And the other time he was a defensive coordinator, which I'm not sure it really counts, because it was his last year of being with the coach of the Atlanta Falcons. And last year he was there, he was considered head coach and defensive coordinator. So if you want to count that, he has been a defensive coordinator 5 times. 4 of those times, his defense, his defense has been number 1 at taking the football away. And if you look at it and say, he really wasn't the defensive coordinator because he was splitting duty as head coach, you could look at that and say, every year that Dan Quinn was just a defensive coordinator, his defense was number 1 at taking the football away. 4 out of 4 years. I do not believe that there's any other coach in the history of football that has been 100% leading the league in taking the football away. That is freaking mind-blowing. Is your mind blown? I know mine is. Mine's blown. It don't take much to blow my mind, but my mind is blown on that one. That is a crazy statistic. What's crazy is I can actually get this thing to work. And this thing gets tight. So that's all I got for you on that one. But it's a crazy statistic. I've got Cole's Cowboy, aka Eagle Killer, with Game Time Brian on with a couple of Eagle guys. I'm like, I don't know where they found those dudes at. This place is shaping up. I tell you what, this has been silly season lately. I just can't wait till we get to the actual season. Can't wait till the end of the month. Huh? Did you hear that? She's like, psh, psh. She can wait. She can wait forever and have it not come. But me, I can't wait till the NFL season gets here. Which means, huh? Feed me, Seymour. I know one thing. I'm kind of hungry. But look, there we go. It's tight. I'm going to see if I can take this down about another half an inch to make sure it can really get in there and be tight. We want it to be tight. We want it to be snug. We want to make sure that this mother humper never comes out. I'm Mark Holmes, and as Philly 500 says, the sander of wood. And cutter of wood. I'll see you guys later. Sorry. Peace.